The message had arrived on every screen, every device, every communication channel across Earth simultaneously. Admiral Sarah Chen still remembered the collective gasp that echoed through the United Nations Emergency Assembly when the translation algorithms finally decoded the alien transmission. Primitive species of Sol 3. You have been observed. Your expansion into space violates Galactic Preservation Protocol 7 Alpha. Cease all extraplanetary activities immediately or face consequences. This is your only warning. The Hegemony Collective. That was 18 months ago. Now, as Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Retribution, humanity's first true warship, she watched the red giant star Kepler 442 burn in the distance. Somewhere in this system lay the Hegemony's primary military installation, the same facility that had reduced Luna City to radioactive glass when humanity had ignored their warning. "Admiral," came the voice of Commander Rodriguez from the Maze tactical station. "Long-range sensors are picking up massive energy signatures. Looks like they're powering up their planetary defense grid." Chen's jaw tightened. The Hegemony had made a fatal miscalculation. They thought destroying Luna, humanity's first permanent off-world colony, home to 2 million souls, would break human spirit. Instead, it had done something far worse for the aliens. It had unified humanity under a single, burning purpose. Status. "Report on the fleet," Chen ordered. "All 18 vessels reporting ready, Admiral. The Vengeance, Defiance, and Nemesis have confirmed weapon systems are online. The Prometheus-class carriers have their fighter squadrons prepped for launch. 18 ships. That's all humanity could muster after cannibalizing every resource, every scrap of metal, every technological breakthrough from the past year and a half. The entire species had poured everything into this moment. Earth's cities had gone dark to power the shipyards. Forests had been clear-cut for rare earth elements. Children had learned engineering instead of literature, because there might not be a future to read about if this failed. The aliens, according to intercepted communications, called humanity the screaming species, a reference to the radio signals, the desperate broadcasts for help that had emanated from Luna as it died. They found human emotionalism primitive, inefficient. They were about to learn why evolution had given humans such powerful emotions. "Incoming transmission from the lead Hegemony vessel," reported Lieutenant Park from communications. "Put it through." The main screen flickered to life, revealing a creature that looked like someone had crossed a praying mantis with a philosopher. Its multifaceted eyes regarded Chen with what might have been pity. "Human vessel. You arrive with such small numbers. We had hoped the lesson of your lunar colony would teach wisdom. Why do you choose extinction when submission offers survival?" Chen stepped forward, her reflection catching in the creature's alien gaze. "Because you don't understand what you're dealing with. We're not just humans. We're the descendants of survivors. Every single person on these ships carries the DNA of creatures that crawled out of oceans, survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and cosmic radiation. We are the species that looked at impossible odds and said, 'Not today.'" The alien's head tilted in what might have been confusion. "Your emotional responses are unprecedented in our databases. Most species choose preservation when faced with superior force. Most species didn't evolve on Earth." Chen's voice dropped to a whisper that somehow carried more menace than any shout. "You killed our children. You turned them to ash and glass, and now you're about to learn why humans have a saying, 'Hell hath no fury like a species scorned.'" The transmission cut. "All ships," Chen announced over the fleet channel. "This is Admiral Chen. Today we answer for Luna. Today we show the galaxy what humans do to those who threaten our families. Today we introduce the hegemony to human warfare. All vessels, execute. Operation Righteous Fury." What followed would be studied in alien military academies for centuries. If any hegemony survived to build them, the humans didn't just attack. They improvised, adapted, and overcame in ways that violated every established principle of space combat. When their shields failed, they rammed their ships into enemy vessels. When their weapons ran dry, they turned their engines into weapons, using fusion drives as flamethrowers. When outnumbered, they used the debris of their own destroyed ships as kinetic projectiles. The hegemony had superior technology, but they had never faced an enemy that treated space combat like the desperate struggle it truly was. They fought with precision and strategy. Humans fought with fury and ingenuity. Commander Rodriguez's ship, the Defiance, took critical damage early in the battle. Instead of retreating, he piloted the dying vessel directly into the hegemony's command dreadnought, punching through shields that should have been impenetrable and detonating his reactor in the enemy ship's core. Captain Maria Santos of the Vengeance lost her weapons systems but discovered that her mining laser, originally intended for asteroid processing, could cut through hegemony hull plating like butter. She carved through 6 enemy vessels before her ship finally succumbed to overwhelming fire, and through it all, Admiral Chen watched her species do what they did best: refuse to surrender, refuse to break, refuse to accept defeat, even when death was certain. When the silence finally came, only 3 human ships remained operational. But around them floated the wreckage of the hegemony's entire fleet. 47 vessels that had thought themselves invincible. Chen opened a channel to the surviving hegemony forces on the planet below. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Human Defense Fleet. You sent us a warning. We're sending you something better, a promise. Touch any human world again, threaten any human life, and we will find you. We will hunt you across the galaxy if necessary. Because humans don't just remember their victories, we remember our dead." She paused, letting the words sink in. "You wanted to preserve the galaxy from humanity? Congratulations! You just taught us we're alone out here, and humans are most dangerous when they have nothing left to lose." The hegemony would remember this day as the moment they learned that some species don't just fight wars, they fight for the right to exist. And humanity had just proven they were willing to bring extinction to anyone who challenged that right. In the weeks that followed, as news of the victory spread across the galaxy, other species began to understand why Earth had produced such dangerous creatures. It wasn't just the gravity, the radiation, the hostile environment. It was because on Earth, everything was trying to kill everything else, and humans had not only survived, they had thrived. The galaxy had been warned.